Hi internet, this is going to be like a vlog style video. I will be making some wax seals today. This is currently heating up. I want to talk about my wax seal collection and how it's changed throughout the year. So this is my current collection. Okay, a very small pouch of stamps. It actually used to be like maybe I want to say maybe 6 or 7 times as much as this, maybe more. My collection used to be really big, and it was really big because I was doing a lot of themed videos, like shorts. Like last year, I want to say the spring and summer of 2024 was very shorts heavy. I had a lot of fun making all those shorts. I had fun sourcing material and coming up with fun background ideas. But this year I decided to downsize because I decided that I wanted to simplify this hobby. I miss enjoying wax seal making. There were moments this year and last year where I genuinely, I got so tired of it. I didn't get tired of making YouTube videos or the hobby specifically, but it was, I think, the combination of making so many videos in a short amount of time. It might have burnt me out a little bit, you know? So I decided that I'm gonna simplify this because I always think back, and maybe I'm romanticizing this, but I always think back to that video I uploaded in 2023 when I first started making wax seals. And I remember the feeling I had in my heart. I was so happy to be melting wax. And combining colors and things like that. But it turned into like an obsession, basically. I was really trying to grow my channel. I'm just gonna be honest. I really thought my shorts were gonna get me monetized. I'm just keeping it real here, okay? So it went from, my channel went from actually like enjoying my hobbies to the fullest, whether privately or online, to trying to get monetized. And it's not that I failed, but I just had other priorities. A lot came up last year, and this year I had started a new job, and that kind of took a lot out of me. So I kind of lost focus on YouTube so I can focus on my work, right? My paid work. I could not monetize my channel, but I don't want that to stop me from like essentially making videos. Like I still want to make videos. I might not have the same amount of free time I did in 2023 or 2024. But I'm hoping this becomes a regular thing. You know, if I can upload maybe once a month, like that's awesome. Like I really enjoy making long form content like this. So maybe we should do this one. So I'm using, I don't know if you could tell, this is a ghost. It's a ghost marble. I added it to my collection over the summer. I've always wanted one of these ghost shaped ones. I do have 2 other marble boards. But yeah, back to the YouTube thing. I was trying to monetize in 2024. And then I realized that I probably was never gonna get monetized because I don't think my content, and this is me being 100% honest, I don't think my content might be monetization worthy. And I think it's because a lot of like what I do, it's not like the most popular thing out there. You know, I feel like if it was more fashion or beauty focused, I would probably be closer to monetization, or like, you know, reach those numbers if I were to like make something that was trending or talk about something that's trending on my channel. This is gonna sound strange, but let's say I decided to unbox Labubus or maybe the latest beauty product, and comparing the two, you know, comparing two beauty products, you know, helping viewers decide which is best. I feel like that kind of content is so popular, and I don't want to make popular content. I want to make content that like brings me joy. Wax seal making is very comforting, and I enjoy doing it off camera more than I do on camera, to be honest. But there's still this thing about recording myself that I actually really enjoy. I love it. I love making vlogs. I love connecting with my viewers. But yeah, 2024, I realized I wasn't going to get monetized because I would have to put in like 100 times the work in order to get monetized, and it's not even guaranteed, right? Like channels, YouTube channels sometimes close suddenly. Like it's just not, I shouldn't be doing it for money is what I'm trying to say. Like me personally, it's just like wax seal videos. And this is not coming from an insecure place or, oh, I'm not good enough. It's not that. I just don't think that my content, or like there are so many great wax seal videos out there. I'm just gonna be honest. I enjoy watching those more than I enjoy watching my own. So, so anyway, just to wrap that up really quickly, I don't think that monetization dream is gone. I'm probably not going to upload as much because I don't have the time to do it. I have job related things to do, but I still want to make videos like this at least once a month, because I genuinely enjoy having an archive of the things I'm doing in my life. It's fun. It's fun for documenting. And also I just want to say really quickly, this is an air purifier. I've been really careful this year with ventilation and things like that. I even have a face mask on while I'm melting wax. So a lot of this stuff I think is made in China. Like if we're just going to be honest here, like we don't really know the lead content or whatever is in this stuff. And for over a year, I was just inhaling the stuff. So nothing against the distributors or manufacturers, nothing like that. I still love this stuff. But I have a feeling there might not be the best regulations outside the US, okay? So I just want to put that out there. Again, nothing against the distributors or manufacturers. They're doing their best. It's a business model. I have nothing against corporations that are just trying to grow their economy. Okay, so I want to put that out there. So whether they're made in China, Indonesia, Mexico, that's not really the thing. It's just it's coming from outside the US. You don't know what corners they're trying to cut. So yeah, so for those of you who actually like to do this stuff too, or who are inspired by my channel, just make sure you have good ventilation when you're doing stuff like this, because you don't really know the ingredients that were put into this stuff, okay? You don't really know, okay? You don't know what kind of plastic you're burning. You don't know. Yeah, so just be safe. Okay, so this little Ziploc bag. This is a very small version of what I used to have, okay? I used to have a significantly higher volume of wax beads. And basically every color, I've used up my favorite colors, which I'm noticing are brown and red. See, there's a lot of colors in here. Okay. I'm not sure what colors to melt. So this is one of my favorites. I bought this year. So we're gonna pick some colors and melt them up, or melt them down. But yeah, I wanna go back to 2023 when I first discovered this little hobby here. I remember my first unboxing of the wax kit, and I don't think I have any of them left, to be honest. I don't think I have any of the, is this even? Okay, I hope you all can see. Okay. I don't think I have any of those tools left, except for maybe, wait, maybe not even that guy. Let me see. It was one of these. So I remember it came with something like this. I don't know if it was this exact one, the stirrer, but like, oh, it was, I think this one. Yes, it came with this one, this stirrer here. This one I just bought as a backup, but I will never forget how I felt making my first wax seal. I was a little scared because I'm like, oh gosh, am I gonna burn myself? What's going on? I've never done this before. Why am I doing this? I don't have any letters to write. Like, what's going on here? And that feeling of making these pretty wax seals, I remember it just felt so therapeutic. I remember just having these like bursts of dopamine whenever I would combine or make a new color combination. It was so weird. Like I turned into a little girl again. It was such a beautiful experience. And I know it's not like, you know, I'm using big words to describe something so simple. Like all I'm doing is melting wax, but it's so satisfying. It is so satisfying watching the wax melt and also learning or relearning patience, right? I'm not the most patient person ever, but like waiting for the wax to melt, there's something so therapeutic about it. And then when you have one color melted, you add maybe a metallic in the center, mix it, and then watch those colors mix. It's just so satisfying. And I think maybe that's why so many people were loving my content last year or early this year when I was making so many wax seals. It's just satisfying. I love watching other people do it too. But yeah, and I feel like I've been trying to recreate that feeling late last year and early this year, 2025. Like just trying to recreate that same joyful, like will it ever be as good as the first time or the second time or the third time? And I'm gonna be honest, I think like putting pressure on myself to get monetized or to have my channel monetized, that took away from a lot of the fun. I'm just gonna be honest, like it went from doing it out of pure joy, and then it went to, hey, I wonder if I can turn this into a side hustle of doing something I like, right? Like this is something I genuinely enjoy, okay? And when I realized that was probably not gonna happen because this is such a niche thing, and also I have other like personal responsibilities, like in my personal life, like my financial goals and all these things, like I don't know if I can like put the amount of work that's required to get monetized. You know, I thought I could, but late last year, I discovered that I couldn't. And yeah. But yeah, like 2 things came out of that. Number 1, I ended up reaching my personal goals the less YouTube videos I made, and I'm just gonna be honest, and then the second thing that happened when I like slowed down on my video creation was the fact that essentially I essentially just enjoyed making wax seal making again, and a lot of other hobbies that I've recorded before. Like not having a camera hovered over me was really nice. So that's how I feel. So I'm just waiting for this to melt a little more. And I've tried to revive the hobby by buying like new stamps. Like earlier this year, I think around spring, I bought some of these. Really, really pretty ones. This is a little bakery. But yeah, I still love making videos on YouTube. There's something really fun about it, and I like going back to my old videos sometimes and watching them because they were basically a symbol of, or like a marker or a checkpoint of what was going on in my life, and I like to remember some of those things. Okay. So this is what I mean. Look at this. This is so relaxing, right? And then you just mix. And then the gold will mix with that. So I might need to add another one, another of that gold. So I decided to downsize also because I was really trying to recreate that same feeling that I had in, I think it was like fall or winter of 2023 when I first uploaded that video. And I kept asking myself, I'm like, what happened? Like, why was that so exciting? Like, I have like earlier this year, I noticed I had over 100 wax seal stamps. Over 100, trying to figure out storage solutions. And I also had a ton of this stuff in every color you could imagine. And I'm like, wait, shouldn't I be enjoying this hobby more? Because I literally have an abundance of everything. I have a bunch of these bamboo things, or like these bamboo gold stamp holders, which I love. I have a bunch of spoons and like different color handles. I have everything for this hobby and more. I had all the powders, all of the sequins, whatever, you know, all the ways you can customize a stamp. Why was it not fun anymore? And it's possible, like sometimes we just get like kind of bored of hobbies. I get it. Like, you know, some people go through like hyper fixations, but when it came to wax seal making, I have a deep love for it. Like it's not like all the other crafts I've done, you know, in the last year and a half or 2 years. This is like This is something I genuinely love. It's genuinely relaxing and it's magical. Like, I'm just gonna be 100% here. Like, when I melt wax and I place this stamp in it, I feel like I'm entering the world. I feel like I'm standing in front of the cathedral after I see the result. And it's such a childlike joy that I felt was missing earlier this year, and I couldn't understand why. And I thought back to 2023 and I said, wait a minute, my collection was so tiny back then. I could fit everything in a Ziploc bag, or maybe like one little, I remember I had like one little like, I forgot what they're called, but they're the plastic containers that sometimes these come in, and oftentimes how they're sold, they're like sold in different colors. They're never combined like this, but like there's like grid lines of like different colors. I had maybe one or two of those that I would mix and match the colors. And I also, you know, I only had maybe like less than 10 of these. I only had one stirrer. You know, I didn't even have these things, like these silicone spatulas to clean the spoon. What I would do to clean the spoon was literally take a tissue box. Also, isn't this adorable? I got it from Five Below, so cute. But I would take a tissue, like a Kleenex or something, like a good quality tissue, and I would just clean out after every spoon. Like, I would use so many tissues. But the thing is, it kept my collection so small. I only had one wax warmer and it was pink. Unfortunately, I think that thing like got tired of working. So, but I just remember like genuinely enjoying the hobby because the collection was so small, and because the collection was so small, it was so inviting. I think when you see so many things in front of you, it's like, it's decision fatigue. It's 100% decision fatigue. And I'm not the biggest minimalist, but I will admit, like, decision fatigue is a real thing. What color am I gonna choose? What stamp am I gonna use today? So whether YouTube was in the picture or not, eventually I would have a horde of these things anyway. And I think this is one of the first times in my life where I loved something so deeply that I wanted to hoard every version of it. Every version stamp. I would even order custom stamps and all that. So yeah, my collection was extreme. And then you add the YouTube component and it just kind of diluted the hobby for me, which is such a sad thing. I remember crying about it. Like, and I think the reason I was able to get like 2,000 subscribers in a few months last year is because I think people could sense my love for this hobby. People could sense my love for the hobby. Oh, I don't think that melted right away. Remember what I said about patience? But I think the reason why people were subscribing was because they could tell that I enjoyed what I was doing. Yeah, so when I decided to make a very difficult decision to downsize from over 100 to maybe, I mean, this is still a lot. Like, I don't even write letters. This is purely for artistic purposes. Like, this is a huge downsize and it's finally becoming more enjoyable. Like, finally. I think I still have more downsizing to go, and I really need more colors. I know that's a fact, but I want to finish what I have first. Genuinely, I want to finish what I have first and then buy more. So yeah. I also want to say this: the less YouTube videos I make, or when I just do YouTube less, I have less clutter in my home. Like, I don't have a work studio. I have an office, but I want to really not clutter it up with hobby supplies and things like that. Like, I think it's okay to just have a handful of hobbies. Like, I remember last year in the fall, almost exactly around this time. So I'm recording, this is recording towards the end of September. I remember last year around this time, I was so aggressively collecting hobbies. I was so aggressively collecting hobbies. And I'm just gonna pour this out. I wanna use a different color. Ah, isn't that nice? But I was so aggressively collecting hobbies that my home literally became so cluttered, and the decision fatigue was so overwhelming that I would literally, like, my heart rate would go up because of all the clutter. Because I couldn't organize things, you know? Like, how do you store so many hobbies, right? It's almost impossible. And I didn't want to buy furniture to store all the weird hobbies, like purse making. I was getting deeply, like, really heavy into that. I wanted to learn more about textiles and sewing and, oh my goodness, making custom shirts. Like, it was so extreme. The volume of things I was bringing in, like every week I would place an order. You know, I was letting my inner child play, but it became so overwhelming for me personally. Oh, look at that. All right, so let's go ahead and peel this. Oh, that is so stunning. It's giving shabby chic. I love that. Oh, look at that, so beautiful. And I love how the bronze, it's not really gold, it's more of a bronze, is kind of behind the pink. So pretty. Also, when I record like this, I feel like the wax seals live forever. Like, I'm immortalizing these wax seals. Whew. Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm not remelting this, I'm throwing it out. But I just wanna enjoy the piece of wax I just melted. So yeah, anyway. Just gonna peel this off. So satisfying. This is genuinely one of the most therapeutic things I've ever done in my life. I think making videos like this is also therapeutic. Having a place to, like, archive and document, like, even if I just do this once a month and talk about my progression with you know, hobbies and my view on them and productivity, things like that, I think it's really good for me too. I just hope it doesn't get addictive. There was a point where I was addicted to making YouTube content because it's so fun. But addictions are not okay. Like, even if they're, like, beneficial in the beginning, it's just not okay to be so reliant on something for dopamine. Like, and I was relying on this for dopamine for so long, to the point where it just stopped being fun, and it made me really sad, you know? I'm just being 100% vulnerable here, guys. You know, if I want to say, if there's someone watching this and you want to take something away from this video, I want you to know that, you know, like, it's okay to just have, like, one or two hobbies you love. You don't need to know how to do everything in the world. You know what I mean? You don't have to. Ooh, this is pretty. Maybe I should do a purple. Should I do a purple? That's pretty. You don't have to know how to do every hobby. You don't have to have a huge collection of something to enjoy it. So we have different shades of purple. Like, it's completely fine to you know, have a small collection of paint bottles, whatever it is that you're into. Buying more of whatever that thing is not guaranteed to bring you joy or make you enjoy the hobby more. Okay, so just keep that in mind. I feel like that happens with a lot of hobbyists, or like people who hyper fixate on hobbies. Like, sometimes we just enjoy the accumulation part more. But that's not true for this. For me personally, this had nothing to do with accumulation. I truly mean that. Like, the reason I bought so many of these is because I thought to myself, I will enjoy the hobby like I used to if I just buy more of these and like create more variety, kind of refresh how I view this hobby, right? But that was wrong. It was completely wrong. The point where I stopped enjoying it was around the same time I was trying to monetize my channel. And I think that also happens with hobbies when you try to essentially monetize your hobby. It just doesn't, I don't know, like I hear this with a lot of people, it just doesn't become as fun anymore. And there are certain generations or maybe subcultures or cultures that, you know, like you might tell maybe a great grandmother, hey, I'm really good at this thing. And then maybe your great grandmother will say, hey, why don't you monetize it? Like, or why don't you find a way to make money from this since you're so good at it and you enjoy it? And I think a lot of older generations maybe feel that way. Like if you're good at something and you enjoy that thing, just do it. Since you enjoy it anyway, but that's not how that works. Hobbies are supposed to stay hobbies. There might be, of course, you know, there might be situations where it always like, it stays a passion no matter how much money you make from it. But for me, how my brain works is like, I want my hobbies to stay hobbies. Like, like I don't want to do this for 8 hours a day, you know? So, and I tried the 8-hour thing again, the YouTube thing, making YouTube shorts, editing videos, uploading them. It's a job that basically ruined, almost ruined, not completely, but almost ruined my hobbies, my true love for things that I love. Okay, it's melting really nice. And I'm sure there's other YouTubers who like experience this. I'm a micro creator, and I have nothing to gain from this. And I feel like I'm finally free again. You know, like monetization wasn't my goal to begin with when I started my channel. It was more of just like archive, learning how to edit videos. It's really fun to learn something new. But yeah. All right, I'm gonna create one more and then I'm gonna wrap this video up. Let's go ahead and make this cathedral one. But yeah, having, I think uploading one video a month will be really good for me. And I do hope you stick around, whoever is watching. And if you do stick around and you want to leave a comment and connect with me and maybe share your feelings about, you know, what I say, you know, I wouldn't mind having a small community on my channel. Like that would be really cool to just like have these monthly vlogs and then people comment on your videos what they think and maybe add to the conversation. Like for example, the topics discussed in this video, you know, are focused on hobby fixation or hyperfixation. Also, you know, accumulation over the actual hobby, how sometimes monetizing hobbies takes away from the joy. Also simplicity versus decision fatigue, like having so many options versus small ones. And like, let me just say, I don't think I included this in my rants about decision fatigue, but when I started to downsize and give away most of these stamps, believe it or not, I used to enjoy this. I enjoy this so much now. I enjoy this so much. And I'm going to keep downsizing. There are some of these I don't particularly enjoy all that much anymore. Like this one. It's beautiful, but I see already it's going to be on its way out soon. It doesn't really, it doesn't take me anywhere. It's a very meta stamp, right? It's literally a stamp holder. And I bought it because I was going through like a vintage phase where I really wanted things to have like an old-timey feel, like very classy, elegant, whatever. But I want to be I want to travel through this little craft that I do. So like when I see this, when I see stamps like this, I imagine an old, like I feel like I'm sitting in a vanity. I imagine, or a scene. Let me paint the picture of what I see in my brain when I look at this. I picture like maybe a scene, the scene from the Titanic, for example, where Rose is alone with her fiance and it's like sunny outside. I don't know if she's in like on the balcony or not, but I remember getting glimpses of her room, the room that she was staying in. I don't know how to explain it, but it just reminds, like, I can see the vanity in my head. I can imagine a woman using it. I can hear the music that's playing in the background, that like maybe 40s music. I know the Titanic, you know, was early 1910s, or around that time, but like some of these stamps take me somewhere, and that's what I really enjoyed about the hobby. Right? It just I'm traveling through this. Like I know it sounds weird. I don't know if anyone else can you know, maybe relate to that. But okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just melt this. So pretty. Look at that purple. Okay. I'm gonna stamp. Oh yeah, that's gorgeous. But yeah, I really hope I can continue downsizing. Most of these colors, like, I'm not really happy with them. I enjoy more rich colors like maroon and red. Like colors, like deep, rich colors are so much more exciting. A lot of these are like girly. I mean, I have black in here, but it's just not the same. Like I want, like when I use brown wax, I think it takes me to like a Godiva store. I know that sounds crazy. I know it sounds wild. Like, how do you connect those dots? But the way I feel about making wax seals is the same way I feel about perfume. And I'll give you an example. Okay. Perfume lovers, come to the front. Okay, so I have a very small collection of replica. This is Afternoon Delight. And this is a memory and a fragrance. So warm vanilla Madeleine, Paris 1996. So this is the same thing. Okay, it's just a visual representation. This is with scents. So when I spray this on my jacket, my sweater, whatever, when I spray this on me or my clothing, I'm sitting in a French bakery. I've never been there, but I feel like I have. Okay, I literally feel like I'm in a French bakery, and I love this smell so much. I've bought like multiples of the travel size before deciding to invest in the smaller version of this. There's bigger sizes, but they're kind of expensive. So I try to limit how much I buy things like this. But yeah, I like going places, right, through my craft or whatever, like making wax seals. All right, I think it's, there we go. Okay. Ooh, okay, doesn't that take you to the cathedral? Now the colors aren't, again, they're not rich. They're kind of, like this iridescence does not match the theme of a cathedral. When I think cathedral, I think all white or all red, like a deep red. So the colors don't really match this, but I'm trying so hard not to add to my collection right now. I'm really trying, but there are so many colors I want to use. I don't have orange or red, like I've used all of them already. And by the way, this is one of the tiny Ziploc bags. So it's a very small bag. But yeah, maybe I'll talk about this more in the next update or next vlog. I'm sorry, my camera keeps moving around. But yeah, and one more thing I just want to say, I've said in previous videos that I reuse my stamps, like I will melt them down over and over and over again. I've stopped doing that. I'm just gonna be honest, I've stopped. I realized that I really don't like I just turned off my air purifier. I really don't like reusing these stamps, especially when they're multicolored like this. This one, if let's say I've ran out of this color and I really want a little pop of this in whatever solid color I'm working on, I will rip a small piece or cut a small piece and then just throw it in. But yeah, this is an art form for me. This is one of the most impractical hobbies, but hobbies don't have to be practical. Like drawing a picture or painting a picture, those are not practical things, right? But they're enjoyable. Playing basketball, I would say, is more practical because you're getting exercise. But this is exercise for my brain. I love mixing colors. And yeah, to me, this is the same as painting. Like I guess technically wasting paint by making these 2 wax seals. So I was able to make 2 wax seals in less than 45 minutes, which is great. But yeah, I want to close off this video with saying, you know, if you've been a long time subscriber, thanks for, you know, being loyal and watching my content. Like I'm not seeking external validation. I'm not trying to get monetized. This is genuinely just for fun. And, you know, if you do want to be part of the community and maybe help me create a community on my channel that can talk about different things. Like, again, I'm going to try to post at least once a month, these like long form, like vlog type content. You know, feel free to comment. You know, if you agree or disagree or want to add on to what I'm saying, would love that. I love thinking about thinking and exploring thoughts, basically. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed some of the things I've talked about. I really hope you enjoy this rant. And yeah, until next time, thanks again. Bye.